Imagine a world where the echoes of history took a different turn. What if, instead of falling, the Roman Empire not only survived but thrived, evolving through the centuries into a global superpower? This is the story of Nova Roma, the eternal empire, a civilization that reshaped the destiny of humankind. Our journey begins in the 4th century AD. In our timeline, the Roman Empire was fractured, battling internal strife and external threats. But in this reality, a visionary emperor, Magnus I, ascends to the throne. Instead of division, he forges an unprecedented era of unity and reform. He stabilizes the economy, strengthens the legions with innovative tactics and weaponry, and, most crucially, embraces technological advancement as the cornerstone of Roman strength. While the rest of the world navigated the Dark Ages, Rome was experiencing its first renaissance. Roman engineers, building upon the genius of Archimedes and Hero of Alexandria, developed early steam engines, not as novelties, but as powerhouses for their mines and aqueducts. The famed Roman roads were no longer just for marching legions. They became arteries for trade and communication, powered by these new machines. By the year 1000 AD, the Roman skyline was not one of crumbling ruins, but of gleaming brass and intricate clockwork mechanisms. The Colosseum, once a stage for gladiatorial combat, was transformed into the grand forum of innovation, where inventors and philosophers from across the empire showcased their creations. They harnessed the power of the wind and water with unparalleled efficiency, creating vast, automated agricultural systems that eradicated famine within their borders. The age of discovery took a different course. It wasn't about finding new lands to conquer in the old way, but about extending the network of Roman civilization. Roman galleons, reinforced with iron and powered by hybrid steam-sail technology, charted every ocean. They didn't just plant flags, they built infrastructure. They shared their knowledge of medicine, sanitation, and engineering, integrating local cultures into a vast, interconnected imperial commonwealth. Of course, resistance was met, but Roman diplomacy, backed by overwhelming technological superiority, often proved more effective than the sword. De Pax Romana, the Roman peace, now spanned the globe. As the centuries rolled on, this progress accelerated exponentially. The Industrial Revolution, which in our world began in 18th century Britain, was a foregone conclusion for Rome by 1300 AD. Massive, yet surprisingly clean, industrial complexes rose along the Tiber and the Nile. Their focus wasn't just on production, but on sustainability, a lesson learned early from managing a vast, resource-hungry empire. By the 1800s, while our world was grappling with nationalism and colonial wars, Nova Roma was looking to the stars. The study of optics and physics, pioneered by giants like Ibn al-Khattam and Galileo, in this timeline were celebrated figures within the imperial science to the construction of colossal observatories in the clear airs of the Andes and Himalayas. They mapped the heavens with a precision we would not achieve for another 200 years. The 20th century dawned not with world wars, but with the dawn of the atomic age. Managed under the strict, centralized control of the Roman Senate, the destructive potential of the atom was understood, but its power was channeled primarily into energy production. Gleaming nuclear fission plants, designed with Roman architectural grandeur, provided limitless clean energy to every corner of the empire. Cities became breathtaking marvels of neoclassical design and futuristic technology. Personal airships, silent and graceful, glided between towering skyscrapers adorned with digital frescoes depicting Roman mythology and history. Today, in the 21st century of this alternate reality, humanity is a united, spacefaring civilization under the banner of the eagle. The capital, still Rome, is a sprawling Ecumenopolis, a planet-spanning city where history and future coexist in perfect harmony. Citizens from every continent walk its clean, automated streets, speaking a modern, evolved form of Latin as the global lingua franca. The Senate, now a representative body of planetary districts, debates not border disputes, but the ethics of genetic engineering and the logistics of terraforming Mars. The Roman legions have traded their gladiuses for plasma rifles. Their duty no longer to conquer lands, but to be the guardians of peace across the solar system, the keepers of the Pax, Romana Galactica. They explore new worlds, not for imperial expansion, but for knowledge, for the insatiable Roman curiosity that was ignited 2.5 millennia ago. This is the legacy of an empire that never fell, a world where unity, order, and relentless progress paved the road to the stars, a testament to what humanity can achieve when it stands together, building on the foundations of the past to forge an incredible future. The dream of Rome became the destiny of mankind. The Eternal City gave birth to an eternal civilization.